Alright, so what's going on, guys? This is Aaron. So I want to show you guys what my wife did to our fucking van. So we have a little driveway here that she backs into all the time. And as you can see right there, there's a tree branch. And every time we back into this driveway, we say something about, man, we need to be careful, or somebody's going to back into that tree branch. By judging at this van, you can guess who did that. Because she's a little upset. I get it. It is what it is. But, you know, it takes a special kind of person to back into a stationary object, especially one that's not even over the driveway. That means she was way over here. So, it doesn't really make a whole lot of fucking sense. Now, on to my car, the E39. There's new updates with that. You guys can see the oil is still all over the ground. Doing the valve covers on this car did not take, so they're currently still leaking from the left side. I showed you guys in that video where you can still spin it by hand, where it's just still those threads are stripped on them. I would shut the door, but it's already like 85 degrees outside in Texas. It's ridiculous. Passenger side is still leaking. I'm not sure if it's leaking from where it was before, but I am still seeing oil on the ground. I did fully spray degreaser and stuff where that leak was coming from after it was fixed. So I still need to check that and see if it's leaking from there, or if it's now leaking somewhere else, or was also leaking somewhere else. Now, there's a possibility the leaks are coming from the oil level sensor stick, because whenever I replaced my oil pan, I did not replace that gasket. So there's that. Also, finally went and got the car aligned, because my rear tires that I put on a year or so ago, about a year and a half ago, were toast, like super duper toast. In regards to, I wouldn't even say I was feathering, like outsides are brand new, still had the little prickly things on them, little hairs, but the inside edges were down to secondary rubber, and I'm talking inside edges. It was really bad. So finally took the car to get an alignment on front and rear, because I finally took this car on the highway yesterday, or a couple of days ago. I want to say Wednesday? Yeah, it was Wednesday. And I was getting a ton of shake in the steering wheel, like a whole lot. And it was really scary. I had assumed the front tires were still balanced, because I had those put on about a year ago. I didn't think anything of that. And so I just took it to get an alignment, because I know that I thought the toe, it had a little more toe out than it should, so I thought it was causing the tires to skip down the road, which wasn't the case. Based on the alignment sheet, the rear was towed in and the front was towed in. The rear was towed in significantly. I tried to get them to zero out the camber as much as they could, but it's really kind of weird. They actually matched it up around 3.3 degrees on both sides, so I'm really fearing for my tires at that point, because I don't want to be running camber on this car. Like I'm a little bit lower than stock height at this point. I was slammed, which camber was fine then, that way I could tuck, but I'm now a little bit lower than stock height. I want a square zeroed camber setup on my car for this point, because I want my tires to last as long as possible. So if they can't zero that out, I'm probably going to be looking at some Thayer Motorsports adjustable arms in the rear, but that's around $700 for the full kit, which I just don't have to blow right now. In regards to the shaking on the steering wheel, though, it really felt like my tires weren't centered on the hubs anymore, or my wheels weren't centered on the hubs anymore, because I've had that feeling. When I bought these wheels, I put them on and rocked it and took it down the highway, and I was scared for my life. That's how shaky this shit was. And then it turned out that the wheels were actually 74.1 for E39 fitment, which when I bought them, it said it was 72.56 fitment, which that's what my hubs are. My hubs were changed to 72.56. So I put them on, and lo and behold, they were 74.1. So I had to go buy some little hub ring adapters. I didn't do any metal ones, just got plastic ones, put them on there, and that's actually worked beautifully. Have to change them out around once a year, but it's around $5 for a pack of 4, so I can't really complain, because Texas gets so hot, and the heat generated with driving this car, they tend to crack the second you take a tire off about 1.5 years from now. But I decided to take both front wheels off to see what would be causing this shaking. So I was like, let me check these hub ring adapters, you know, the ones to convert from 72 to 74, and they were fine. I was like, maybe we forgot to put one on when we were doing the brakes. They were on there. No cracks, no braking, no nothing. So those were fine. So I put that one back on the driver's side, or for you guys in the UK, the front and left. I did those, and it actually was perfectly fine. Not missing any weights or anything like that. I was checking for missing weights, because my wheels are a little bit old, so you can see where they were scrubbed and then weights were stuck on. So that in turn led me to look at the front right side. I pulled that tire off. Pulled that wheel off. The first thing I looked at or noticed is that I threw a weight. So that would be causing the shimmy at highway speed. So with that causing the shimmy, now I just have to take it to the tire shop and get it rebalanced, because there is a visible spot where it was cleaned and a weight was stuck on, and now there's no weight. And so that was easy enough to figure out once I got in there. So hopefully this car will be highway safe again. We got new brakes. There's no grinding or anything like that driving down the road. Even though the old brake pad life was still good, everything was glazed over from it sitting for 9 months. So yeah, the car is coming together. With the new clutch fan on, this thing drives beautifully. I didn't realize how unbalanced my fan was. Like, even my wife, when we went for a drive in this thing, she said it drives way better than anticipated. With the exhaust going straight out the back now, nothing unbalanced on the front of the motor, it actually runs beautifully, which is really cool. And then also, let me show you guys this. This is, I took it upon myself to refinish my carbon fiber roof spoiler by wet sanding and repainting, and it came out pretty damn good. So now I just have to order some double-sided tape. I'm gonna order some 3M double-sided tape, and then we'll get that put back on there. So, but I'm also trying to figure out how to do if I want to wet sand and re-clear my trunk myself. I still need to do the front splitters on the bumper, because they are toast. They are extremely toasted. But yeah, that's a little car update for us. I know I'm kind of bombarding you guys with car videos in terms of updates, and it's mostly talking head stuff, and not a whole lot of driving or anything like that, which is what it is. I don't have any kind of mounts to hold the camera in the car. This camera, because I'm filming this video with a real camera. This is my Sony camera that I'm recording this with. So let me know what you guys think of the quality, because I'd love to know. And then just a little thing that happened on the minivan. Luckily, it's not affecting the door over there. We can still shut it perfectly fine. It seals perfectly fine. You don't hear anything going down the road. It's cosmetic, but it's gonna be expensive as fuck to fix, because it's right at a seam for the sliding door. So I'm glad she didn't hit it any worse than that. She scratched that whole door on the top, but in terms of where that dent is, yeah, it could have been a lot worse. So it is what it is. It just sucks that happened on a car that we're paying for. I'm a little annoyed that it's one we're paying for. So now I have to take it to a shop relatively close by, a guy I went to school with, to see what he would be looking at to fix that, versus making a claim on my insurance and doing it that way. Because to me, it's like, is it worth the $500 deductible and the hit on my insurance, or just paying $1,000 out of pocket? You know what I mean? That's kind of where I'm at. But thanks for watching, guys. we'll see y'all later, and see you on the next one.
If you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you taking the time to watch all of it. On the screen right now, there's going to be 2 things for you to click. There's going to be a circle for you to click on, and that'll subscribe you to the channel. That way you don't miss any future videos. And to the left, it's going to be a recommended video for you. Please check that out. See if you like it. Also, leave some comments below on some stuff that you'd like to see from me in the future. Otherwise, thanks for watching. See you later.